Good afternoon, class. Today I'm going to tell you about the Exxon oil spill that happened in 1989 that destroyed Alaska. On March 24th, 1989, the Exxon Valdez ran aground on Bill Reef Sound in Prince William. This is the largest oil spill that ever happened. 11 million gallons leaked out of this gigantic grate. The containing portion of the shoreline of Prince William and many others destroyed and oiled areas including the National Forest, 4 national wildlife refuges, 3 national parks, 5 state parks, 4 state habitats, as well as a state gaming sanctuary. The whole thing nearly came up to 600 miles of shoreline. The response. In 1889, during the response effort, it was pretty much containing and cleaning up the spill and rescuing oiled wildlife. Skimmers worked to remove oil from the water, while boomers positioned to keep oil from reaching the salmon, which is located in Prince William, and Kodiak, which is pretty much that main area. The fleet of private fishing vessels, known as the Mesquite Fleet, in protecting the hatcheries, assisting the skimmers in capturing oiled wildlife. Exxon began to clean up the beaches with the help of the use of the U.S. Coast Guard. Fertilizer was also used to help degrade most of the oil contaminants and also to break it down and metabolize it. At the end of summer of '89, they did a massive assessment and found that much more work needed to be done, and so they started to actually manually remove the remaining oil, which also limited them from cleanup, which had also shortened their cleanup from the ongoing 8 years. But in '92, Exxon and the federal government, visited 81 sites in Prince William Sound, and of course the Kenai Peninsula. Out of the 21.4 miles that was infected with the oil, the shoreline, still 7 miles, still showed surface of oil. And in 1994, the restoration workers performed manual treatment to accelerate the degradation of the surface oil and approximately a dozen important substances. On October 8, 1999, the U.S. District Court approved the plea agreement that resolved the criminal charges against Exxon and the civil settlement that resolved the claims of the United States and the state of Alaska. For the criminal plea agreement, it was $150 million, the largest environmental fine at that time. Out of that, $125 million was reminted in the recognition of Exxon's cooperation with the government during the cleanup, and the remaining 25 was split up into 2 things. $12 million was paid to North America's Wetlands Conservation, and $13 million was paid to the federal treasury. Now for the Civil Settlement and Restoration Fund. Out of the Water Pollution Control Act of Section 33 U.S. Constitution, this gave them the right to sue them. And they found up to damage of $9 million over a period of 10 years annually. The second is a memorandum of agreement between the state of Alaska and the United States, both approved by the U.S. District Court. The terms of the consent and the memorandum agreed requires that funds paid by Exxon are used to first reimburse the federal and state governments for the cost of cleanup, damage, and litigations. The settlement funds remaining as reimbursement were used for the purpose of restoration. And here I have a video about what actually happened and a little description of how bad it really was to actually show and actually feel what these people were feeling and how bad and devastating it was for people.
Southern Alaska is facing the worst oil pollution disaster in American history. An emergency cleanup operation has been going on all day after a fully laden supertanker hit a reef.
On the 24th of March 1989, one of the world's largest supertankers ran aground on Bligh Reef in Alaska's Prince William Sound.
The oil slick has ruined 800 miles of beaches, and now there's a threat to fisheries further down the coast.
It just looked like boiling oil just coming out. It just made you sick watching this. and people doing what they could. It was hard to think big enough.
The spill would devastate one of the world's most beautiful environments and the communities that depended upon it.
Alaska is facing an ecological disaster.
And of course there is more, but as time always shows, I'd like to show you a little bit, but of course I can't. But thank you very much. You guys have a great evening, and I hope this actually showed a little bit about the Exxon.